Well, fallout continues in Ottawa after the Prime Minister alleged a Conservative MP made homophobic remarks in the House of Commons.
We've now heard this term bully thrown around a few times, including just today by NDP leader Jagmeet Singh. So let's bring in our Parliament Hill correspondent, Glen McGregor, standing by. Let's break this all down for our viewers, Glen.
Yeah, Jagmeet Singh making a little bit of news on his appearance on breakfast television this morning, talking about an upcoming confidence vote, another one of those. Of course, there was a confidence vote just a couple of days ago here in Ottawa that was based on a Conservative motion, and that was defeated because the NDP and the Bloc Québécois voted against the no-confidence motion. Now, the Conservatives, undeterred, brought another motion yesterday, and that's going to be voted on Tuesday. Jagmeet Singh telling breakfast television today that his party will vote against it again, and that means the Liberal government is going to survive at least next week as well. So this is going to be an ongoing process we're going to see over the next couple of weeks as the Conservatives, who are very anxious to get into another election campaign, try to bring down the government repeatedly because, of course, the NDP has torn up its deal to automatically support the Liberals in the House of Commons. But Jagmeet Singh was also asked in his appearance on breakfast television about another incident last week involving Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. Poilievre called him in the House of Commons a fake, a fraud, a phony. That really rankled the NDP leader. He came out of his seat in the House of Commons and walked into an area called the aisle. That's the space between the opposition and the government side benches in the House, and was kind of, basically expressing his unhappiness with the comments that Pierre Poilievre had made. Yesterday, the Speaker of the House of Commons sanctioned Poilievre, taking away 3 questions from him during question period for those remarks, calling Jagmeet Singh a fake, phony, and fraud. But here's what Singh told us this morning on breakfast television about that incident.
I don't tolerate bullies. And what I'm seeing a lot of is this bullying tactic that Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives, they send their mobs after people they don't agree with. They send people to silence people, harass people. And I don't stand for bullying. So I stood up to bullies on Parliament Hill, and I stood up to Pierre Poilievre as a bully. And it's clear that that's what he resorts to, name-calling and insulting people and putting people down. I don't want that to happen. I don't think that's good politics. I think we should be able to attack people on their policies.
Now, there was another incident this week when Poilievre was questioning Prime Minister Justin Trudeau about his government's decision to spend $9 million to buy a condominium in downtown New York City. That would be the home, the official residence for the Consul General to New York, someone named Tom Clark, a former broadcaster and journalist. And Poilievre was listing all the amenities of this new condo, trying to make it sound like it was very fancy, referred to a handcrafted copper bathtub. And when Trudeau was answering the question, he heard a comment from Garnett Jenius, who's a Conservative member from Alberta, who kind of was heckling him. And in Trudeau's telling, it sounded as if Jenius was saying that he was imagining Trudeau being in the bathtub with Mr. Clark. Trudeau denounced that comment as being homophobic. That set off another foofara in the House of Commons. Yesterday, we got to hear Mr. Jenius' side of it when he got up to give a statement in the House of Commons about that incident. Here's what he told MPs.
The point of that comment is to illustrate that, of course, meetings don't take place in a bathtub. A luxurious bathtub has nothing to do with meetings. The Prime Minister's answer had nothing to do with the questions, but it had nothing to do with sex. I wasn't thinking about sex at all.
Now, of course, viewers may be tuning in wondering what is going on in the House of Commons right now, and that's a fair question. They're hearing MPs exchanging insults and yelling at each other and denying that they were thinking about sex when they were heckling the Prime Minister. All very strange, but all kind of very typical for a government that's at this stage. Now heading into its 9th year that the Trudeau Liberals haven't been in power. Of course, a lot of election speculation. This is all kind of pre-election positioning, message exchanging back in the House of Commons. Not a lot's getting done on the legislative front, and we don't know, Erica, how long this is going to go on until the government ultimately falls, but it's very clear that MPs are kind of focused on what might come next rather than what's going on in Canadians' lives and dealing with some of the legislative issues that might be before the House.
The important stuff. That's right, Greg. Glen. All right, Glen McGregor, as always, in Ottawa. Thank you for breaking this down for us. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys.